and welcome back. It does seem that you guys want me to just continue laddering up with Dragon Grind, so that is what I'm going to do. Going to see if we can maintain our reasonably good run that we've had so far. We've won 3, lost 1. And yeah, the deck is performing pretty much as expected. Which is good, because yeah, this deck should be favoured against both warriors. And against a lot of the other control decks. So the fact that it's winning against that is obviously a really good thing. So yeah, so welcome back to part 2 of laddering up with Dragon Mage grind deck. And we're playing against our 3rd warrior. And yeah, like I was just saying, this should be favoured against warriors, and we have won both of our matchups so far. Well, I think I want a Frostbolt. I'm almost considering keeping everything here. Duplicate is a really big card if it's a control warrior matchup. But I think I'll win that matchup anyway. So I am going to mulligan these cards. Oh, I don't know about Sludge Belcher. No, we're going to get rid of it. We're going to see if we can put on some early pressure against a Grim Patron. Now I see these 2 cards, I'd like to switch them back out. Mulliganing is still the trickiest thing I find in Hearthstone. You know, you just have that moment of regret after you mulligan away 2 okay cards and they're replaced with 2 things you're not really going to use. But then sometimes you're just like, oh, and that's the perfect 2 cards that come in. I mean, obviously it was the right decision. So it's just a tricky balancing act. But okay. Mad Scientist is pretty much an auto keep against every deck. I can't think of an exception.
Let the pain speak to me.
Okay. So very little evidence what we're playing against here. We're going to frostbolt that. Really important to limit card draw whichever warrior matchup you're playing against. I have to say that I play against more Grim Patrons than Control Warriors these days. I think I'm in a pretty good position against Control Warrior because I have Polymorph and Big Game Hunter. And the Nefarian's in there for the late game. Did I pick up a duplicate? That would be great. Oh, I did. Fantastic. I think that means that I'm happy to coin out an Azure Drake. Yeah, that makes sense. Because an Azure Drake is actually a pretty awesome duplicate target, whatever I'm playing against. Because it does more than 3 attacks, so it's not vulnerable to the combo. And the main thing I need is just to have answers to the decks, to the cards that he plays. So being able to draw through my deck should just be fantastic for me here. Against both of these decks, there should be no way that I lose a value matchup. And yeah, we do get to trade out there. Alright, I don't think there's any reason to polymorph this. I mean, it's an okay decision. Sludge Belcher makes a lot of sense here. We've got 9 cards, so we're probably going to save this for the next turn. Let's play out the Sludge Belcher, because it does become a little bit weak later on in the game. I suppose the one thing to have thought about there is that he might be able to armor up and then shield slam and get 2 card draws. So possibly that was a mistake. I should have thought about that more carefully. And there's the exact play.
Well played.
So yeah, I've just given away some card draw, which is actually really frustrating. You know what I'm going to do here? It's a little bit ridiculous, but I'm going to play the Twilight Drake, hit into there, and then take this out. just to make it harder for him to get an extra card draw off it. I'm fairly certain that's the correct play. Little things like that can end up deciding this kind of matchup, just whether he gets 3 cards or 2 cards from his Acolyte of Pain.
What now?
Okay, well I've got a big game hunter. Does feel like we're playing against Control Warrior, which is really good news, I think. I think it's really good news. So, just trying to plan out the mana here. We can play, so that's 3 mana, 5 mana, 7 mana. That makes sense to me. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So we want to do this. That's kind of annoying.
I'll show them. I've got the beast in my shade.
But that's fine with me. So he's got 8 cards at the moment. The other thing you can aim to do sometimes is to get them to overdraw, but I don't think that was ever possible. It's something I should have been keeping an eye out for there, because if you can get them to lose a card like Alexstrasza or something like that. Alright, so we're up against Dragon Warrior, I think. Well, seems fairly clear. So I need to save this for Ysera. He probably has an Nefarian as well. Right. Let's just see what we get here. Okay.
Gotcha. Ice barrier, I guess. It's a bit of a long shot, but I'm considering the possibility that after I play Nefarian, that I get a shield slam, and that I'm somehow able to use that. Which should be a pretty cool outcome, I think. Alright, so he's playing around Mirror Entity and various things like that. It's my last secret since I've already played Duplicate. I could trade that into that. I think that's what I want to do. And then play Nefarian on the next turn. Because it's a big tempo swing if I play this and he big game hunters it. So I wield the power.
also, because I'm playing against a Dragon Warrior, that means I'm definitely holding on to Antique Healbot for after he Alexstrasza's me.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
Okay. I think I'm happy to trade in my Blackwing Corruptor now. Okay, that's a second polymorph. That's a fantastic card to have in my hand. So I think... Hang on. Let me be careful here. If I play this card, I'm going to add 2 more random cards to my opponent's class. So at the moment I've got 8 cards. Then I'll have 7, then I'll go 9, then I'll go 10. Is there any way he can get me to overdraw? I don't think so. 5, 8. That should be fine.
Warrior, your strength becomes your weakness.
And we get a Revenge. And we get a Mortal Strike. Mortal Strike could be really useful here. Deal 5 damage if you have 12 or
Someone's out on
do
you.
that. In terms of... that's a really valuable card.
Death to the
Because I'm expecting that to get big game hunted right now. quite it's unusual for me to have all these spells.
I've got the beast in my sight.
Deal 2 damage to all minions. Is this going to be... probably I'm just going to Flame Strike here, I guess. I can't Flame Strike and Twilight Drake. But yeah, this must be a good Flame Strike turn. I've still got another one in the deck. So yeah, it's another matchup against a Control Warrior, and we should just be winning the value battle ridiculously here. Even if he does have Ysera come, he'll get 1 card from Ysera, 2 cards from Nefarian. So who knows? He might get something really fantastic. And it's one of the fun things about this card is it means your opponent constantly has to be playing against things. Alright, I could do 5 damage. I can do 3 damage to hit, and then 4 damage to it, and then I can't do anything else. So I think we're just going to play out the Twilight Drake, and then Polymorph. Does mean that we have to. I think we literally have to save this card now for. Okay, that's interesting. Because yeah, I was gonna say that the other card that you want to polymorph is the Sylvanus Windrunner, but he is going to have Ysera in this deck, and it would be a really silly way to lose. All right. I mean, he probably has Brawl. I need some way of dealing with this. 1 damage to all minions. Deal 4 damage. Nah. Not completely sure. Shouldn't be in terrible trouble here. He can hit me twice to face and then brawl. But yeah, there's just absolutely no way that I could. Oh, this is kind of going a bit more dodgily. Because only 1 big game hunter is. He's playing a ridiculously greedy deck. I wonder if he's not playing Nomash. Okay. I need a way of dealing with this card. Deal 1 damage to everything. Deal 4 damage. So I can play this out.
Time runs out on me.
I really need my second.
I wield the power of Black.
I think I'm just going to trade it down like that. I have a lot of health to play with.
And another Flame Strike. We're kind of even on cards left. And it's a bit dangerous for me to set up for revenge. I can do 4 damage to it now, so that's something. And we have got away without using our... Okay. Well, Dr. Boom's a really big card. We should still be outballoing this guy. And we've kept on to our polymorph for Ysera. But, is that the last of his threats? He's got Grommash as well. So, well, if he does have Grommash as well, then he's playing a ridiculously greedy deck. And I might just lose. Can I afford to not play anything out here? I don't think so.
Time runs out on me.
Actually, no, I can. Oh, he's going to have Alexstrasza in this deck. That's the card I haven't seen yet. Okay, we're going to play this. That might be a mistake, but I'm not sure. I'm just starting to get a little bit worried. So, he might not have Ysera, and he might be playing... Hang on, that wouldn't make sense. You can't play this deck with just... Yeah, he does have Ysera. There we go. Well, that... So I think he probably doesn't have Grommash, and he does have Alexstrasza. Okay, now I have my aim. So... So that's good. And then... Do I care? I'm actually not in that much of a rush to go through my deck. It's going to be embarrassing if I lose this as a value matchup. I'm going to put up the ice block. There's no way he's running Kez Mystic in this deck as well. And if he is, then... Oops.
Back to work.
And yeah, does have a chance to, like, Mirror Entity confuse him or something like that. Okay, am I playing Dr. Boom or Ysera? Probably Ysera. Ooh, is it a Flame Strike turn? I don't think so. So he's probably just going to be able to execute this. I think he's only used 1 execute so far. Probably the biggest problem that I have with streaming and commentating at the same time is I find it much harder to keep track of what cards he's already played. But okay, let's play this. He's going to have Shield Slam. Well, for that reason, maybe Dr. Boom would have been a better play. I think he still has 1 copy of Shield Slam. But, hey. No, that was probably just a really dumb decision, actually.
Well played.
Ah, no, it's an execute. That's not as bad. Right. So he armors up. There's even a universe where I don't play this card at all. So we both have Alexstrasza left? Probably.
Because one of my win conditions here is that we go to fatigue, and I literally go down to 1, and then heal myself back up to 15. I don't know. We'll have to work this out later. There's no point in worrying about it too much. But yeah, this is by far the greediest warrior that I've played against in a while.
Made to fit.
Okay. Cone of Cold. Wow.
Hello.
Do have to be a little bit careful because it's definitely possible that he has stuff like he has like a pyroblast for doing 10 damage to my face. He might have a flame strike. He's used Cone of Cold. Did he use another mage spell? Not that I noticed. Okay, it looks like he's setting up for lethal of one kind or another. So let me check. I know he's used at least one. Okay, Blizzard is the second attack. Revenge is to all minions. Okay, that's not really what I want. Flame Strike, but I kind of want to be greedy there as well. I didn't really want to heal bot this turn. I kind of want to go down to 1 and then heal bot. Five, four,
What to do?
single heal bot? I think single heal bot, because it's not guaranteed that he has Gromash in there. And it makes it less obvious.
Runs out on me.
I think single heal bot, but it could turn out to be the wrong decision. Might as well put him in range of revenge. Okay, so no dash, which is really good news. Probably means he simply doesn't have it in the deck. Okay. So I guess I heal up again. 2 cards against 2 cards. We're going to play a heal bot to take us to 10. I think he must have Alexstrasza in this deck, but it is possible that he doesn't. Because he wouldn't have wanted to play it against either of us. So let's play this. And we know what our last 2 cards are, don't we? We know that there's our own Alexstrasza in there. And we don't know what the other one is because we've forgotten.
Is there trouble? Time runs out on me.
I'm almost out of cards.
Well, this is about as close as these decks can go. Well, shield block. I think maybe he shouldn't have played that card. I don't know. Because it's going to bring him into fatigue quicker. Okay, right. Literally now all I have to do is survive. And I have Revenge, I have Flame Strike. And I have something to heal me back up to 15. I might just die quicker. But okay. Alright, I actually need to do damage to him, so...
We're definitely not playing Azure Drake. There goes the damage. He's used his 2 Nefarian cards. He probably has Alexstrasza to heal himself. Okay, and a second Azure Drake. Well, that's useless. So useless, useless, and useless. And we need to save this for the moment. Okay.
I'm game.
I have a feeling we probably lost this one, guys, but maybe I should be playing this out. I don't know. The fact that he's got the healing up 2 every turn is really bad news for us, obviously. I reckon this might be the turn that we have to Alexstrasza and start putting him in range. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I bring life.
Because now, at least I'm threatening 11 damage. Or, well, at least 12 damage a turn. If he's got a big game hunter, then that's just gonna end the game, but so what.
I can take the hit.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, this brawl is really important. Okay, well my guy wins. If the 8-8 had won, maybe we had a decent chance to win this, but I don't think we've got a way of winning here.
I'm game.
How much damage should I just take? Took 2. Well, he's taking 3.
I'm game.
And do I can take 3 damage to be able to do an extra 4 damage to him per turn? I think that makes sense.
Time runs out on me.
What is his last card? I don't know. I just need to race him for damage though. This is why you should keep track of what's going on, guys. It looks like it's something like an execute, or something that he doesn't seem able to play. Oh no, he's got his own Alexstrasza, doesn't he?
I'm game.
So that puts him within range. 5. I guess he's going to Alexstrasza now. Oh, it's revenge. Okay. Ah, damn. Didn't think about revenge. Oh yeah, that doesn't get ice blocked anyway.
Well played.
Ah, I should have thought about that. Oh well, we never had a chance to win that. Sorry about that, guys. That took a while. So yeah, you can lose the Control Warrior matchup, but it looks like Dragons against Dragons is just much closer. He had a really greedy deck. Oh well. Ooh, that game, I don't know how long that game took. It felt like a long time to me. It probably did to you as well. That's a shame. I think that's the first time I've lost to Control Warrior. And he wasn't running Alexstrasza either. Oh well.
Soul shall be mine.
You asked for it.
Yeah, none of those cards I want to keep. Really want my Mad Scientist and... okay, Zombie Chow's okay. Big Game Hunter's okay. Kind of hoping we're against some kind of hand-locky thing rather than Zoo again, but most of the time I'm assuming it's Zoo these days. Some combination of Demon Zoo and Dragon Yeah, Dragon Warlock with the Malygos combo to finish things off. So because of that, the big game hunter. I mean, it's not a useless card against Zoo either, because most of them are running Mal'Ganis, and sometimes just their Void Terrors end up being really, really big. And like we saw in the last game that I lost, there's a Sea Giant target as well. Alright, I wonder why he thought that long. Did he genuinely have a decision to make, or is he trying to mislead me about the deck? Well, he'll bot. I don't have minions to drop. I mean, Emperor is going to be great if I get it out there, but there's a much more aggro. Alright, so this does look like it's probably the... I'm going to guess it's going to be the Malygos lock. Malilock. Which we're not particularly favoured against. But it could just be Zoo, in which case we have a decent chance. One of the problems with Malilock, although I did face it once and managed to win against it. Okay, this is not what you want for a turn 4, by the way. Turn 4, turn 5. Yeah, sometimes we draw bad. Yeah, one of the problems is that because we're such a grindy deck, we're not actually looking to do huge amounts of damage. So they almost get an infinite amount of time to set up their combo. We really need to be able to go a bit more aggro. But this does feel like one of the... I mean... This is silly. Against a deck that's trying to burst me down, I don't think I can play an Antique Hillbot just as a vanilla 3-3. But okay, we're going to curve out really well now, because we've got this and Dr. Boom and Nefarian I'll be able to play on turn 8 at the very least. And yeah, I'm fairly certain this is Malilock. So we've got to keep a really close eye on our health. But he can just sometimes burst us down for 30. So actually picking up the Ice Barrier would be a pretty useful card at some point. But okay. Is there any reason not to play Twilight? Not to play Dr. Boom. Twilight Drake. I don't even have another card I can play with it. So Dr. Boom it is. I believe his deck runs one big game hunter. And possibly a Siphon Soul as well. But I'll be really sad if he deals with this card and Nefarian really easily. Nefarian can be really fun in this matchup. Okay, and then he's just gonna kill it off with his 1 mana thing. His Mortal Coil. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully he's not top decking Big Game Hunter. That will really suck. But okay. So we've got this, and then we can Twilight Drake into Sludge Belcher.
Magic beyond your understanding.
Demon Wraith and Shadow Flame. Shadow Flame could be a big card. At least it would be a really big card if I was playing against Handlock, but I'm not. I have to start threatening more damage to him. He's down to 17, which is nice. And we have a lot of answers. This deals with Malygos, so he can't play it out and hope that he survives the next turn.
My eyes are open.
This would be actually a decent Flame Strike board. Ice Block. I think I want to put Ice Block up. Do 2 damage to all non-demon minions. That will include that, of course. I don't know, guys. What to do here? Sludge Belcher and Ice Block. I mean, it's turn. He did already play Emperor Therissian, I think. These games are just merging into one after that epically long last game. I kind of want to race him a little bit here.
Let the games begin.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
Let the games begin.
So I think we're going to do this. And then just... Because he shouldn't be running a Kezen Mystic in this deck. He says, you know, probably I'm about to get Kezen Mysticked. But, okay, yeah, there's his Emperor Therissian. Well, I really, really like Flame Strike around about now. But I do have Shadow Flame. And I'm probably not going to get many better times to Shadow Flame. So I could... What do I want to Shadow Flame is the next question. I could heal bot myself up to 30. And then Shadow Flame the heal bot. And then Frostbolt his Emperor. Or I can just... I think that's the right decision. I think that's the right decision. I have an Ice Block up as well. And Shadow Flame. And probably like that. Okay, that puts him down to 9, and I've got an Ice Block up and a Sludge Belcher. Now, even a Malygos lock can't pierce through an Ice Block. I'll be really pleased if I win this one after losing the last match, because this isn't supposed to be terribly favoured for Grinder Mage. But it looks like I was just about able to take control in the mid-game. And I have a feeling he must have missed some drops. I mean, he'd really have liked Therissian out earlier. And,
I wield the power.
Okay. Is he playing that and then Shadow Flame?
Wield the power of Black Wind.
What are we seeing here? And then a Dark Bomb. Well, this is where I'd like to be a normal mage, where this polymorph would be a, whatchamacallit? Fireball. Alright, big question here is... Do we play the Azure Drake first? What are we hoping to get if we play the Azure Drake? I can't think of anything that would be better than this Twilight Drake. But hang on, if we're going to play both of them anyway, there's no downside. Okay, there's no downside. We play this. And we pull... we've got 2 more dragons in the... I think we're just going to play this out.
Time runs out on me.
I just want to stop him from being able to tap for more cards. I mean, maybe he has Jiraxxus in there as well, but that would be a really weird, funky deck. And to be honest, I think I'd be outvalued by Jiraxxus right now. But okay, he's taking himself down to 3 health. Demon Wraith is only to minions.
My shield for Argus.
But okay, that's a really good way of clearing. I think that wins me the game, actually. Fairly certain that wins me the game. Okay, and I can... Oh, I don't have a dragon. Demon Wraith does 3 damage, and I can hit and do that. Perfect. So yeah, I've really won this game thanks to Nefarian. So for those of you out there thinking it's not such a great card... Oh yeah, it was even 4 damage because I had a Azure Drake up there. Oh no, yeah, it's normally 2 and then it buffs it up to 3. Alright, perfect.
Great. Well, that was another tricky game, but yeah, he just wasn't able to get enough pressure on. And having that ice block up was really nice for me as an insurance policy. It's obviously fantastic if you're against a combo deck like Malilok or some kind of combo druid or, you know, freeze mage. If you get that ice block up and they just burn all their damage. Last night I was playing against a rogue, I think, and he just did all of this damage and he took me down to 1 health, and then he popped the ice block, and then like straight away next turn I played Alexstrasza and he just left. So, you know, you get them to use up all of their damage and then he went. So yeah, bit of a talk over the decks that this is really favoured against. If you're facing a lot of warriors, then it's good. Control Paladin, this deck's very, very strong against. Rogue, very comfortable matchup. Not like auto win. The only deck that, the only class that you should win almost every time against is Priest. And that's because they're just incredibly reactive and you just outvalue them massively. Pretty much the only way you can lose to a Priest is if they get either a ridiculously fast start and overrun you and you just miss a whole bunch of drops, or if you're really careless and allow your Seer to be mind controlled in such a way that you're not even able to deal with it. Because you can even put out Alexstrasza, have it mind controlled if you can polymorph it in return. But okay, alright, I think we're going to make this probably the last game. But we will see. Against a Warlock again, we're going to keep Frostbolt because we're probably facing Zoo. And hope we draw Mad Scientist. Second Frostbolt is slightly overkill. Okay, Mad Scientist, great. That's a more proactive 2-drop that we can just throw out there. Looks like we're up against Zoo to me. Okay, Haunted Creeper. That's a really clear Mad Scientist turn. Ice Barrier is actually not the worst card, because I can play it out there for free. And I'd actually really like to draw a Duplicate. I've got a lot of health here. If I can pick up a Flame Strike at some point, then I have a really good feeling about this match. Because I'm going to have just such a load of health that I should just be able to take over later on. But okay. Maybe I can do 2 damage to his face there. I don't know. Alright, so is that... I'm really hoping that's a Duplicate. Okay, and it is.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Alright, perfect. Okay, so now we can Frostbolt and Ping on turn 4, and then at the very least we've got an Azure Drake for turn 5. What we're really looking for is a Sludge Belcher. Ysera. It's not the worst drop in the world. It will activate some things like a Blackwing Corruptor if I can pick that up at some point. Okay, well, this is not going disastrously. I mean, we're effectively sitting at 31 health, and we have a heal bot in hand, and we can duplicate our Azure Drake. The only problem is that he might just not be willing to trade for it. Okay, Flame Strike, fantastic. That could just turn things around. Alright, I think that card makes us favourites in this game. We're going to totally play this card out. Because now, even if he plays Implosion and takes completely over the board, then I should always have a way of fighting back. Actually... And yeah, and then if he does kill this, I can play out Azure Drake and Zombie Chow on turn 6. And then I'm setting up really, really well for a Flame Strike. And when I've got this in hand, as far as I'm concerned, it almost gives all of my minions taunt, because if he doesn't attack into it, I can kill off his... okay, well not now he's done that. But I can kill off his death rattle and then kill it out. Okay, well now he's done that, he's really, really weak to... Flame Strike. So I could do with a 4-drop to play here. How much damage does he have on board? He's got 2, 4, 6.
What to do?
6, 7, 10. Takes me down to 17. Could play a Healbot and this guy. No, that's silly. Hang on, I'm on 21, 10. Yeah, it takes me down to 17. Got 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Again, just taking me down to 17. I really want to be able to deal with this first, so I'm just going to play Dr. Boom. And then if he plays like Power Overwhelming to deal with this, to take this card out, then I can Flame Strike afterwards. I'm really looking for a complete board clear. And I want to be as greedy as I possibly can. And one of the things that allows me to do that is the fact that I've got my Healbot in hand. I've got a big game hunter to deal with Mulligans or Sea Giant. Should be a little bit careful of Sea Giant, definitely bear that in mind, since that's a card a lot of people are running at the moment. Alright. He plays his own Dr. Boom. Alright, I should be able to trade... Hang on. I can take it out. That must be the right decision here. I'd kind of like a polymorph as well. Let me think this decision through. If we big game hunter, and then we could just Healbot. I think I like that play. Puts me back up to 29. I like that play a lot. I mean, Twilight Drake. What's the alternative play? The alternative play is a Twilight Drake and a big game hunter.
I wonder.
I've got the beast in my sight.
Or I could play Blackwing Technician and already take that out as well.
Runs out on me.
But I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just going to Healbot. Because I might... It's actually a bit of a tempo matchup at the moment. I might not have the spare mana later on. I do get the full 8 heal out of it. So... Yeah, this has been an interesting game. It's odd. It sort of reminds me of a chess expression, actually, because it's like the threat of the Flame Strike is almost stronger than the Flame Strike itself. Because he thinks I've got a Flame Strike in hand because of the way I've been playing, he's been trading his minions into mine and not actually been getting damage done. So it means that I've not actually had to use the Flame Strike, which is really fantastic. I've got a second Healbot as well, so I can afford to be incredibly greedy. I think I'm just going to play Ysera and hope that causes him to just leave the game. Hang on, let me be careful here. When I say it causes him to lose the game, I could lose if he has a Power Overwhelming comboed with a Sylvanas. Or even a Shadow Flame. That could be my one way of throwing this game away.
What to do? What to do?
I think I'm so far ahead that I'm going to play around it. Until he's like down to only one card. So let's play out the Twilight Drake. And now... I think I can save the Frostbolt. there are conceivable scenarios where I need it to deal with his Mal'Ganis, since I currently don't have a one-card way of dealing with it. I might have to combo that with like a Flame Strike or something. Well, I really, really, really want a Polymorph. I should have 2 of them in this deck still. 14 cards left. Let's play this out. Maybe I'm just being overly cautious when it comes to not playing out my Ysera.
Time runs out on me.
Stop distracting me!
Oh yeah, of course. Okay. He's down to what, 13? We've actually been going through the decks at reasonably solid paces. Because he wasn't using his hero power too much early on. Okay, implosion. He only implodes for 2. Okay. Alright, now we Flame Strike. I think we must Flame Strike. Ooh, no, we don't have to Flame Strike. Perfect. Alright, let me not rush this turn. We play Blackwing Corruptor, and we ping, and we run out of mana to do anything else. That's fine.
Wield the power of Blackwing.
Job's done.
We still haven't seen Power Overwhelming, at least not a second one. I mean, not everyone runs Sylvanas in this deck as well. Okay, second Implosion gets me for 4. Hang on, am I in danger of dying if he plays Mal'Ganis?
From the void
Okay.
I come.
If I Flame Strike and he has Mal'Ganis out there, then what happens? So otherwise you could do 18 points of damage to me. I thought I was way further ahead. I think I should have played Ysera. I think maybe I got too overconfident in this game.
What to do? What to do?
I mean, I can deal. Let's just hope he doesn't have Mal'Ganis coming out there. Okay, perfect.
Time runs out on me.
And then we just trade this way, I think. Because I kind of want to dissuade him from tapping forever. Okay, he's got Mal'Ganis as well. Seriously, where are my big game hunters? Eek, he's got 14 points of damage on here. This sucks. I think we need to cycle through for some cards. And 3 points of damage to him? Yeah, I think so. 9, 14. Well, that puts him too close to lethal. I think I have to heal up. I mean, I think Mal'Ganis is his last target, and we simply just don't have enough removal at the moment. Games like this just make you think, why don't I have a second big game hunter? But okay. At least he didn't get Mal'Ganis out with the 6
So
1/1
many
imps. That would have been
possibilities.
end of game. Okay, Knife Juggler. He's out of implosions. We're out of Flame Strike.
My shield for Argon.
Okay. He is just hitting me for face. Alright. And he silences me. That's fine, I suppose. Alright. Well, we have to take care of this guy. So 8 damage is 4, 3, 1. Hang on, let me think about this. Gives all other demons +2/+2. So that's going to be a 5... That's going to be a 4/4. So maybe it makes sense for me to trade that into that, and then Blackwing Corrupt to his Knife Juggler, and play out that. Am I dead anyway? I think I'm dead anyway. I think I'm dead anyway. I think this card is actually better. Saves me from more damage. So we die to Power Overwhelming and a second Doom Guard here. Possibly some other cards. It's a second Doom Guard. Well played. I think that takes it. What does that put our overall score for the round? Something like 4 wins, 3 losses? I really feel like we should have had this game. But he didn't have Sylvanas, so my big mistake there was giving him too much respect and not playing Ysera. Ysera could have won me this game. So that's really frustrating. Yeah, I thought maybe he was playing a more aggro deck, but... Okay, yeah, so we went 4 and 3 with definite chances to have gone 5 and 2, because I really think that with better play I could have won that game. Yeah. Such is life. Anyway, well, hopefully you've enjoyed this laddering up session. It wasn't a complete disaster. We started at rank 11, we finished at rank 10. And I'm aiming to try and stick to a few decks to ladder up with this season. These 3 ones at the bottom. The Warrior, Mage, and Rogues. I think these are 3 fantastically strong classes right now. I just want to talk you very quickly through the 3 decks. So that you can maybe let me know what you want to see next time. Yeah, so you've seen the Dragon deck. The Control Owl Warrior, as you can probably guess from the name, has 2 Iron Beak Owls in there, which is actually really good in a whole bunch of matchups. It's good against Zoo because it silences things like the Nerubian Egg. And it's good against Handlock because it silences the Twilight Drake, etc, etc. And Mad. Plus it's not bad against Mad Scientists and a whole bunch of cards right now. And at the top end, it's got the other unusual things from a normal Control Warrior is it's got a Faceless Manipulator and a Ysera. I'm looking to switch out Ysera for a Sneeds once I'm able to craft that card. Like, as you can see, I'm at 1200 minerals, so I need another 400. The other deck that I'm playing is a variation of the Oil Rogue that has a couple of fun cards added into it. It's got the Edwin Van Cleef, which I'm not 100% certain about. I'm considering replacing this at the moment. But it's also got Blingtron 3000, which is surprisingly good in this kind of deck. Anyway, so yeah. But I have to say that out of all of the decks, the Dragon Grind deck is the one that I currently favour the most, so I'm going to be using that to ladder up. I've only made Legend once so far, but looking to do it this season. Anyway, let me know what you want me to play. You can tweet directly to me at Rendle, as you can see
just in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you soon for another Hearthstone guide or laddering session. And yeah, for those of you tuning in live, thank you all for watching. And yeah, it's been a pleasure doing this. See you all again soon. Thanks for watching.